You think you know people, you don't. That coworker who smiles at you, they might hate you. That friend who seems confident, they're drowning in insecurity. Even you don't really know yourself. Robert Greene spent 6 years studying human psychology, reading thousands of books, analyzing history's most fascinating people. What he discovered will make you question everything you thought you knew about human nature. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at people or yourself the same way again. Stay with me. This gets dark, but powerful. The shocking truth. Here's the uncomfortable truth Robert Greene reveals. You are not rational. You are not in control of your decisions. You are not as self-aware as you think. 90% of what drives you is unconscious, hidden, operating in the shadows. Think about that last argument you had, that impulse purchase, that person you judged instantly. You think you had logical reasons. You didn't. Your unconscious mind shaped by childhood, trauma, insecurities, desires you won't admit it's running the show. And everyone around you? Same thing. They're walking around like puppets, controlled by invisible strings they can't see. And this is where it gets interesting. If you can understand these hidden forces, you gain a superpower. You can read people like books. You can predict their behavior. You can influence outcomes. You can even master yourself. This is what the laws of human nature teaches. Let me show you the most powerful laws, starting with one that will blow your mind. Law 1. Master your emotional self. Law 1. Master your emotional self. The law of irrationality. Here's Greene's brutal insight. You are not rational. You never have been. You never will be. Every decision you make, who you marry, what career you choose, what you buy, is driven by emotion first. Then your rational brain creates a story to justify it. Example, you meet someone and instantly dislike them. Why? You tell yourself, they seem arrogant. Their voice is annoying. They dress weird. But the real reason? They remind you of someone who hurt you years ago. Your unconscious made the judgment in 0.3 seconds. Everything else is rationalization. Here's the scary part. Most people go their entire lives never realizing this. They think they're logical. They're not. Greene's story. He tells about Anton Chekhov, the famous writer. Chekhov had a friend who seemed perfect, intelligent, kind, successful. Then one day, this friend committed a horrible crime. Everyone was shocked. Chekhov wasn't. He'd been watching. He saw the signs, the small moments of rage, the inflated ego, the repressed darkness. While everyone saw the mask, Chekhov saw the truth. How to apply this? Next time you make a decision, stop. Ask yourself, what emotion is actually driving this? Are you angry, afraid, seeking validation, trying to prove something? Once you see the emotion, you can choose whether to act on it. That's power. But wait, it gets deeper, because emotions are just the surface. There's something even more dangerous lurking below. The dark truth about narcissism. Law 2. Transform self-love into empathy. The law of narcissism. Greene drops a bomb. Everyone is narcissistic, including you. Wait, I'm not a narcissist. I care about people. Sure, but answer honestly. When someone tells you a story, are you really listening? Or are you waiting to tell your story? When you see a group photo, whose face do you look at first? When you get criticized, even if it's 90% praise and 10% criticism, what do you fixate on? That's narcissism. It's not always obvious. It doesn't always mean you're selfish or arrogant. It means you see the world through the lens of, how does this affect me? Greene's insight. We're all born narcissistic. As babies, we thought we were the center of the universe. Most people never fully outgrow this. They just hide it better. The dangerous narcissists. Some people get stuck in extreme narcissism. You know the type. They can never admit they're wrong. They take credit for everything good. They blame others for everything bad. They need constant validation. They rage when criticized. They lack empathy. How to spot them? Watch for 3 signs. They talk excessively about themselves. Count how often they say, versus you. They become hostile when challenged. Ego can't handle it. They lack interest in your life unless it relates to them. But here's the twist. The most dangerous narcissists appear humble at first. They've learned to hide it, your defense. Don't feed their ego. Don't expect empathy from them. And most importantly, develop empathy yourself. That's the antidote to narcissism. Step outside your own perspective. See through their eyes. That's when you become powerful. Speaking of seeing through people, the next law is a game changer. Law 3. See through people's masks. Law 3. See through people's masks. The law of role-playing. This is the law that changes everything. Greene's revelation. Everyone wears a mask. Everyone. That colleague who seems so confident. Mask. That friend who seems so happy. Mask. That leader who seems so certain. Mask. We all create a public persona, an idealized version of ourselves. The question is, can you see behind the mask? Greene gives you the cheat codes. Sign 1. Watch their actions, not their words. People lie constantly, not always intentionally. They believe their own stories, but actions reveal truth. Someone says they value family, but never sees their kids. Watch the actions. Someone says they're your friend, but only calls when they need something. Watch the actions. Sign 2. The leakageth mask always slips. Always. Watch for micro-expressions, fleeting looks of contempt, fear, disgust, tone of voice changed, body language contradicting words. What they avoid talking about, how they treat people with less power. Real example. Greene tells of a business executive who seemed calm and professional, but watch carefully. He tapped his foot when stressed. His voice tightened when challenged. He subtly put down anyone who disagreed. Within a year, his hidden insecurity exploded. He became paranoid, destroyed relationships, lost everything. The signs were always there. Most people just don't look. Here's your assignment. Pick someone you interact with regularly. For 1 week, watch them. Really watch. What do their micro-expressions reveal? When does their voice change? What topics make them uncomfortable? How do they treat servers, janitors, subordinates? You'll be shocked what you discover, but before you judge them too harshly, remember, you have a mask too. Which brings us to the most uncomfortable law. Law 9. Confront your dark side. Law 9. Confront your dark side, the law of repression. This is where Greene gets deep and uncomfortable. The truth. You have a shadow self, a dark side. All those qualities you hate in other people, arrogance, jealousy, aggression, dishonesty, they're in you too. You just don't see them. Carl Jung's concept. Greene builds on this. We repress parts of ourselves that don't fit our self-image. You think you're kind? You repress your cruelty. You think you're honest? You repress your manipulation. You think you're humble? You repress your arrogance. Then what happens? That repressed darkness doesn't disappear. It leaks out in twisted ways. You judge others harshly for what you secretly do. You sabotage yourself right when you're about to succeed. You explode in anger over small things. You hurt the people you love. You make decisions that destroy what you've built. Greene's example. Richard Nixon, brilliant politician, seemed calm and composed, but he repressed massive insecurity and rage. It festered. It grew. Eventually, it exploded. Watergate, paranoia, destruction. All because he never faced his shadow. The antidote. You must confront your darkness. Sit with yourself. Ask, what do I hate in other people? Why? Usually, you hate it because you see it in yourself. Try this exercise. Think of someone you despise. What specifically do you hate about them? Now ask, do I ever exhibit this quality? Even in small ways? Even in ways I rationalize? This is painful. Your ego will fight it. But once you acknowledge your shadow, it loses its power over you. You can integrate it, control it, use it consciously instead of letting it control you. That's true self-mastery. And once you master yourself, you can handle the most destructive human emotion. Law 10. Beware the fragile ego. Law 10. Beware the fragile ego, the law of envy. Greene's warning. Envy is the most dangerous human emotion. More than anger, more than hatred. Why? Because envious people hide it. They smile while hating you. They pretend to be friends while secretly hoping you fail. How to spot envy? Someone is envious if they give praise that feels off. Wow, you're so lucky. Not, you worked hard, bring up your failures. Remember when you messed up that project? How's that diet going? Downplay your achievements. Anyone could do that with your advantages. Compare themselves constantly. I could never afford that. Must be nice. The most dangerous sign. They isolate you from others. Subtle put downs, creating drama, turning people against you. Why? Because envy festers in isolation. They can't stand seeing you succeed. Greene's chilling story. A talented artist had a friend for years. This friend seemed supportive, but behind the scenes, spreading rumors, sabotaging opportunities, poisoning relationships. The artist almost quit, almost gave up. Then he realized his friend was consumed by envy, had been for years. Once he saw it, he could protect himself. Your defense. If you're succeeding, expect envy. Don't be naive. Downplay your success around insecure people. Make others feel inferior. Give credit to others when possible. Distance yourself from chronic envy. Most importantly, watch your own envy. It's poison. It makes you the sabot. Now, here's a law that can change your entire approach to people. Law 14. Resist the group. Law 14. Resist the downward pull of the group. The law of conforming. Greene's observation. Groups make you stupid. Individually, people can be smart, thoughtful, rational. In groups, they become tribal, emotional, and dangerous. Why? Because we're wired to conform. Survival instinct. Thousands of years ago, being rejected by your tribe meant death. So your brain is programmed. Fit in. Don't stand out. Follow the group. The problem: groups amplify emotions and suppress rational thinking. Ever noticed how online mobs form? How protests turn violent? How office politics create sides? Groups demand loyalty over truth, conformity over thinking. In Greene's examples, Nazi Germany, normal people committed atrocities because the group normalized it. Corporate scandals, smart people participated because the group made it seem acceptable. Social media pylons, good people attack someone because the group validated it. You've experienced this. Think about a time you went along with something you disagreed with because everyone else was doing it. That's the group's power. How to resist. Maintain independent thinking. Have opinions before hearing the groups. Keep distance from the group. Don't get pulled into the emotional vortex. Speak up early if you disagree. Say so before the group solidify. Shave outside connections. Don't make one group your whole identity. Balance. You need groups for success. Humans are social, but maintain your identity, your thinking, your values. That's how you stay sane while navigating group dynamics. And speaking of influence, here's the law about leadership. Law 15. Make them want to follow. Law 15. Make them want to follow you. The law of fickleness. Greene's truth about leadership. People are fickle. They'll follow you today and abandon you tomorrow. Why? Because most people don't think for themselves. They follow emotions and trends. The three types of authority, tyrannical force, and fear, works short term, creates resentment. Regular position and rules works until crisis hits. Authentic character and vision, the only lasting authority. What people really want in a leader. Not perfection, not charisma, not strength. They want direction. Where are we going? Purpose. Why does it matter? Inclusion. Do I belong here? Success. Are we winning? Greene's key insight. Don't try to control people. Inspire them. Give them a mission bigger than themselves, a role that makes them feel importance. They can share in an identity they're proud of. Example: Steve Jobs didn't lead through kindness. He was often harsh, but he gave people purpose. We're changing the world. That's intoxicating. People will sacrifice for that. Your application, whether you're a CEO, parent, or friend, don't demand loyalty. Earn it. Show. Don't tell. Include. Don't exclude. Inspire. Don't manipulate. One. Don't just talk. And remember, authority is given by followers, not taken by leaders. Now, let's talk about the deadliest human quality. Law 16. Hidden aggression. Law 16. See the hostility behind the friendly facade, the law of aggression. Greene's warning. Aggression is universal. It's in everyone. Some show it openly. Those are easy to spot and handle. The dangerous ones? They hide it behind a smile. Passive-aggressive people. They're the most toxic because they deny their aggression. I was just joking. Why are you so sensitive? Make you feel like the problem attack through concern or help sabotage while seeming supportive. How to spot them. Listen for backhanded compliments. Wow, you actually did a good job. Chronic forgetting. Always flaking on commitments to you, playing victim. When confronted, there's suddenly the hurt on a triangulation. Talking badly about you to others. Greene's story. Executive had a colleague who seemed friendly, always smiling, always offering help. But weird things kept happening. Projects mysteriously failed. Important emails went missing. Rumors spread. Credit got stolen for years. The executive couldn't prove it. The colleague's mask was perfect until one day, a witness caught them sabotaging a presentation. The mask came off. The hatred was shocking. Why this happens? Some people can't express anger directly. Maybe childhood trauma. Maybe fear of conflict. So it comes out sideways. Poison instead of punch. Your defense. Trust your gut. If someone makes you uncomfortable, there's a reason. Watch patterns. Once is accident. Twice is coincidence. 3 times is pattern. Call it out calmly. Noticed X keeps happening. What's going on? Distance yourself. Can't change them. Can protect yourself. Remember, healthy aggression is direct. I'm angry about this. Let's address it. Toxic aggression is hidden. That's when it's dangerous. Now, let's get to the ultimate law. Law 18. Meditate on mortality. Law 18. Meditate on our common mortality, the law of denial. This is Greene's most profound law, and it changes everything. The truth we avoid. You're going to die. Everyone you love will die. Everything you build will crumble. People spend their entire lives running from this truth. They distract themselves. They deny it. They pretend they have infinite time. The result? They waste their lives. Petty drama, meaningless pursuits, avoiding their purpose, living half asleep. Greene's insight. When you accept death, you start living. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, every morning, he meditated on death. Today might be your last day. How will you live it? Did this make him depressed? No. It made him focused. Every day mattered. Every choice counted. What changes when you accept mortality? Petty conflicts seem stupid. Why am I wasting time on this? Your purpose becomes clear. What actually matters? Fear loses power. What's the worst that can happen? I die? That's happening anyway. Time becomes precious. Stop scrolling. Start creating. Try this exercise. Imagine you have 6 months to live. Seriously, sit with that. Now ask, what would you do differently? Who would you forgive? What would you say? What would you create? Who would you become? Whatever your answer, do that now. Because here's the twist. You might not have 6 months. You might have less. A car accident, a heart attack, a random tragedy. Greene's final message. Death is not your enemy. Denial is your enemy. Death is your teacher. It shows you what matters. Use it. Let it guide you. Let it wake you up. Because the only tragedy worse than dying is never truly living. The integration, me bring this all together. The laws of human nature aren't separate. They're connected. You can't master others without mastering yourself. You can't see through people's masks if you don't see through your own. You can't lead if you don't understand what drives people. You can't live fully if you don't accept death. Here's what these laws really teach. Self-awareness. See yourself clearly, including the parts you hide. Empathy. Understand others deeply, not superficiality. Navigate human dynamics wisely. Purpose. Live deliberately, not accidentally. Authenticity. Stop pretending. Start Banff paradox. The more you understand human nature, the less you judge people. You see their masks as protection, not deception. You see their narcissism as insecurity, not evil. You see their aggression as pain, not malice. You become compassionate while staying protected. That's mastery. The challenge. Here's your challenge for the next 7 days. Day 1-2. Study your self-journal. What emotions drive my decisions? What's my shadow? What do I repress? Day 3-4. Study one person closely. Watch their micro-expressions, their patterns, their mask. Day 5-6. Notice group dynamics. Watch how you change in groups. Resist the pull to conform. Day 7. Meditate on mortality, seriously. 10 minutes. Imagine your death. Then ask, am I living right? 7 days. This will change how you see the world. Because here's what Greene ultimately teaches. Human nature is predictable, but most people never study it. They live at the mercy of emotions they don't understand. They fall for masks they don't see. They follow groups they shouldn't trust. They waste time they don't have. Don't be most people. Final hook. One last thing. Robert Greene is 75 years old. He spent 30 years studying power, seduction, war, and human nature. And you know what he says is the most important. Understanding yourself. Because every law in this book is ultimately about you. Your irrationality, your narcissism, your masks, your shadow, your mortality. Master yourself, and you master the game. Ignore yourself, and the game masters you. So here's the real question. Who's in control, your conscious mind or your unconscious patterns? Your answer determines your entire life. If this video ripped open your mind, do 3 things. Like if you're ready to see reality clearly, comment which law hit you hardest. Subscribe because we're just getting started, and remember Greene's ultimate truth. The greatest power you can have is the power over yourself. Now, go do the work. I'll see you in the next one.